And yes, we have the new Royals Leadership Center is incredibly equipped with microphones and cameras, and like the podiums are just too high tech.
Is that correct?
Yeah, they are. There's so much like, and I think that we are like acknowledging finally the fact that the world is changing and it's changing rapidly, and actually these things that we just put in this new building will be obsolete in 4 years, like, and that is our reality. And we actually
4
have,
months.
yeah, 4 months. A lot of our professors are going through training and just adjusting to that change, and we have actually one faculty member who is like specialized in that, and he teaches classes on 21st century Christianity, and a lot of what he does is dealing with media and different types of media, so Twitter, Facebook, Flickr, all kinds of things. And the way we are doing like seminary communications is changing too. Like we have a Twitter account, we have a Facebook account, we have all these things, and because it is changing, and if we don't catch up with reality, reality will just kill us or something.
I heard, it's trivia, but I heard that Bill Clinton sent 2 emails in his entire presidency. And then you think about how much this last campaign has been based on social media, and that's when you talk about light years of change in just a short period of time.
So I was going to add kind of another side that I think about, and others of us here do as well, and that is that as much as we need folks to be aware of and trained to use and to continue to develop and use effectively and faithfully the media at our disposal, we also need to be aware that that there are trade-offs, that every time there is an advancement in one realm of media or communication, there's also a loss, or maybe there's losses of different kinds. So we're in kind of a virtual world, or moving into that, which is not the same, even if we can see people's faces on the other side of the screen. It's not the same as face-to-face communication. It's not the same as being a part of an intentional community of some sort. It's not the same as being locally rooted in what's going on in your immediate context and being on the streets with people. So those are the things that I tend to worry about as we move more into a media-shaped culture, away from texts, away from orality, which is the world of the Bible, actually, where people communicated mostly by storytelling. And by speeches, and they didn't write very much or read very much in our way of thinking. But they were very good storytellers, knew how to listen to the stories, and had much better memories than we do. With every sort of media shift, there is also a whole bunch of things that we're losing. So one of the things that people say today is that if you spend a lot of time Googling things or on the internet getting information, that you slowly lose your capacity to follow long, complex arguments and to deal with ambiguities and gray areas. And we're kind of seeing that in the church and in our larger society, where we tend always to want to reduce issues to one sort of, well, either you're on this side or you're on this side, and there's no middle ground, there's no ambiguity. So we see this in our political system and even in our churches, where we have churches kind of splitting over so-called doctrinal issues. It's usually kind of the issue of the day. And then it passes, and then there's a new set of issues we can divide over. And that's in part a function of the kinds of media that we're moving into, and the way our brains are being rewired, and the way we're kind of re-functioning socially. So I keep thinking that the church needs to be aware of kind of how we use the tools that are at our disposal in careful, faithful, and critical ways sometimes. And do we have the flexibility to step back if we need to, and to find other ways to build the community than what everybody else is doing?
Something I learned during chaplaincy was, in my chaplaincy training, was that there's something that this does that a text, a note, an email can do. Like when someone dies, like you cannot just comfort
everyone
people.
does.
Yeah. So when someone dies, like there's no way to comfort in a more effective way than just being there, like right there, not on Skype, like there.